Ever dream of like trekking across these like crazy landscapes, and finding like buried treasure and stuff?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like something out of an Indiana Jones movie, right?
Totally.
Well, today's deep dive, we're going to be talking about exploration geologists,
Yeah.
the real-life adventurers who find all the cool stuff that makes our world work.
And to be honest, who hasn't secretly wanted to, rock a fedora and use a bullwhip all in the name of science?
Right. I think in reality, though, it's probably a lot less whip cracking and a lot more like data analysis.
Yeah, definitely more spreadsheets than bullwhips.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why we've got RoleCatcher's career guide, right?
Exactly.
They're going to give us the inside scoop here. Like, we're going to go past the Hollywood stuff and see what this job is actually about.
Yeah, for sure. It's a hot career, too, by the way. Very in demand.
Okay.
Lots of opportunity.
So we're talking about understanding what the Earth is made of, right?
Yeah.
Finding those valuable mineral deposits and how to get them out responsibly, too.
It's like a puzzle.
Okay.
It's like detective work, but with really cool high-tech gadgets.
Okay, so it's more than just I'm picturing just ooh, shiny rock.
Yeah.
Let's go get it.
And a lot of people think that's what it is.
Yeah.
But it's not.
So we're talking about solving puzzles,
Yeah.
high-tech tools, and contributing to something way bigger than just one little thing.
Absolutely.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, though, paint a picture for us.
Yeah.
What does this actually look like if you're on the job?
So imagine this. You're looking at satellite pictures.
Okay.
Trying to find formations and stuff.
Yeah.
Or you're programming drones to go out and map places no one's ever been.
Wow.
Exploration geologists today, they're just as comfy in a lab as they are out in the wilderness.
Wow. So it really is that adventure and brain power all mixed into one.
It is. It's a really cool blend.
This guy doesn't shy away from, they're very upfront about the adventure part of it.
For sure.
The travel.
Oh, yeah. The salary potential is definitely there.
But it also levels with us about the challenges, too.
Yes. Very important to be realistic about it.
So you're saying it's not all private jets and
No.
fancy hotels and stuff?
It's not always glamorous.
Okay.
And the guide's really upfront about that.
Yeah.
We're talking about physically demanding work,
Yeah.
being away from your family and friends for a long time. And honestly, even job insecurity is a real thing in this field.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to be a certain type of person to thrive,
Yeah.
to really enjoy this kind of work.
Definitely.
And I imagine passion has a lot to do with that, too.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Okay.
The guide makes a really big deal about loving geology.
Yeah.
Really having a thirst to explore.
Yeah.
Because let's be real.
Yeah.
If you don't absolutely love it,
Yeah.
you're not going to last very long out there chasing rocks around the world.
So it's got to be something you really love.
Yeah, it's got to be in your blood.
Okay, so for someone listening who is intrigued now,
Yeah.
maybe picturing themselves on an expedition, what skills do they actually need to succeed?
Yeah, that's the big question.
I'm looking at the functions and core abilities section here, and something kind of interesting is jumping out at me.
Okay, let's have a look at these skills.
Yeah.
What's catching your eye?
So reading comprehension science and math skills.
Makes sense.
Those are all up there, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But computers and electronics knowledge is really high,
It is, isn't it?
65%.
Wow.
So it seems like our rock enthusiasts need to know their way around a computer, too.
That's a really good point, and it just goes to show how this field is changing.
Okay.
It's not just like the old days with the hammer and chisel anymore.
Yeah.
Exploration geology today uses so much technology.
Wow.
Data analysis, special software, even programming.
Wow.
Those are the tools you need to know how to use now.
So fascinating. It
Yeah.
sounds like this is a career where you're constantly learning.
Absolutely. You
Yeah.
always have to be learning and adapting.
It sounds kind of exciting.
It is, if you're the kind of person who likes to always be challenged.
Okay, so for those who are ready to maybe trade in the laptop for a rock hammer,
Yeah.
at least part-time,
Yeah.
what does the path from classroom to career actually look like?
Well, you got to start with a really good foundation in earth sciences.
Okay.
The guide here, it highlights degrees in geology, geophysics, even environmental science as good paths to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even within those degrees, there's room to specialize, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You can really focus on what you're into.
Yeah, you can really tailor your path.
But let's be real for a sec. It's not all about textbooks and exams, is it?
Definitely not.
What about the hands-on experience part?
You got to get your hands dirty, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or should I say rocky?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah, the guide really stresses the importance of actually doing stuff?
It's all about practical experience.
Okay.
Fieldwork internship certifications.
Okay.
Those are so important for taking what you learn in school and actually being able to use it in the real world.
Makes sense because sometimes experience is the best teacher.
100%.
Speaking of real-world experience, I'm curious about those career stages they outline in the guide.
Okay.
Like we've talked about what an exploration geologist does, like in general.
Right.
But what's it actually like day to day?
Yeah, good question.
And like how do those responsibilities change as you move up the ladder?
So at the entry level,
Okay.
picture yourself like literally out in the field,
Okay.
collecting data,
Okay.
helping out the more senior geologists. It's all about building that base level of knowledge.
Right.
And yeah, getting your boots dirty, like for real.
So you're learning the ropes, proving yourself.
Exactly.
And then as you get more experience, you start taking on more responsibility.
Exactly. As you move up maybe into a junior exploration geologist role,
Okay.
you're not just following instructions anymore.
Okay.
You're actually designing your own exploration programs,
Wow.
analyzing data, interpreting results,
Cool.
working with a team to come up with strategies.
So you go from like following to leading in a way.
That's a good way to put it.
It's not just about what you find, but how you find it.
Yeah, and what you do with that information.
Exactly.
And importantly, the learning never stops.
Okay.
The guide really stresses continuous professional development.
Makes sense.
Even the most experienced geologists are always learning new things.
Always got to stay updated, especially in a field that's always changing like this one.
Exactly. Technology changes, the industry changes.
Yeah.
You got to keep up.
They also mentioned certifications.
Yeah.
Did any of those stand out to you?
A few key ones, yeah.
Okay.
The professional geologist, or PG.
Okay.
The CPG, which is certified professional geologist.
Okay.
And then the CEG, the certified exploration geologist.
Uh,
Those are the ones that really show employers, your stuff.
Okay, so it's like leveling up your character in a video game.
Yeah, kind of.
You get those achievements.
Exactly.
And speaking of career advancement, we got to talk about networking.
Oh, yeah, super important.
The guide even mentions going to conferences and joining like professional groups.
It's not just about like schmoozing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's about surrounding yourself with other people who are passionate about geology.
Yeah.
Like industry leaders,
Yeah.
potential mentors.
Yeah.
You can exchange ideas,
Right.
learn about the newest trends.
Right,
You
yeah.
might even find your next big opportunity.
That's all about connections, right?
Exactly.
Tapping into that network.
Yeah, it's a community.
One thing that really stood out to me was how they talked about different job titles.
Oh, yeah.
For exploration geologists.
Yeah, there are a lot of options.
Like it made me realize how many paths you can take with this one career.
It's true.
You're not stuck doing just one thing.
Not at all.
So you might start as an exploration geologist,
Well, right.
but you could end up as a mine geologist,
Could happen.
focusing on the extraction side,
Yeah.
or even branching out into totally different areas like geophysics, hydrology,
I've seen it happen.
environmental geology.
It's really cool how many doors are open.
So many possibilities.
That's not a straight line.
So for anyone listening who's like, okay, geology is cool, but I like to keep my options open,
Yeah.
this field's got you covered.
Big time.
It's not a dead end. It's more like that choose your own adventure.
Uh-huh. I love that.
Uh-huh.
That's a perfect way to put it.
And that actually connects to something else the guy talked about.
What's that?
The transferable skills
Oh, yeah, those are huge.
that you pick up along the way.
Yeah, you learn so many valuable skills in this field.
We're talking analytical thinking, problem solving, adaptability,
Oh, super important.
being a good communicator.
Oh, yeah, I got to be able to communicate those findings.
And those are useful no matter what you do.
Exactly. They're in high demand across so many industries.
So even if someone listening decides exploration geology is not for them,
Yeah,
they still learned a lot
absolutely.
just from exploring this career path.
Totally. Those skills will take you far.
It's all about making those connections.
For sure.
And speaking of connections,
Okay.
we've talked a lot about finding resources,
Yeah,
but we can't ignore the environmental impact.
you're right. That's a really important part of the conversation.
How does the guide address like the whole sustainability thing?
It's definitely in there.
Because it's a big deal, right?
Huge, especially these days.
Like, how do we get these resources responsibly?
Yeah.
That's a big question.
Remember those sample interview questions we talked about earlier? One of them was all about how exploration geologists can handle concerns from anti-mining groups.
Oh, wow.
Like, how do you respond to those concerns?
Okay, so It's getting real now.
It is.
Because it's one thing to understand the technical stuff,
Right.
but you got to be able to navigate the social and environmental side too.
It's all connected.
Okay, so how do you do
Now,
that?
well, that's where I think the role of the exploration geologist is changing.
Okay, how so?
It's not just about finding the most profitable deposit anymore.
Okay.
It's about finding it in a way that's responsible,
Right.
minimizing the impact on the environment,
Right.
and really working with the communities that are going to be affected.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a more holistic approach.
So it's not your grandfather's geology anymore.
Uh-huh. Definitely not.
It's evolving.
It has.
It sounds like the ideal candidate needs to be more than just a scientist.
Yeah, they got to wear a lot of hats.
They need to be good at communicating and advocating for sustainable
Right.
practices too.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's a lot to ask.
It is, but I think it's what makes this career so interesting.
Yeah, you're not just stuck in a lab all day.
Nope.
You're out there making a difference.
Exactly.
And that brings us to a question that the guide asked.
Oh, okay.
That really got me thinking.
I'm curious now. Lay it on me.
Okay, got me. I got to know what's the question.
So the guide asks this. As we're moving towards all these greener technologies, right?
Okay.
What role are exploration geologists going to play in finding the stuff we need
Okay,
to make those technologies happen?
to build a sustainable future.
Exactly.
Now that is a really good question.
It's a big one.
It really makes you realize like how important this job is.
Hugely important.
Because it's not like the old days we're not just talking about finding oil and gas anymore.
No.
It's about the stuff we need for renewable energy.
You're right.
Batteries, all that cool tech.
Think about lithium for batteries.
Right.
Cobalt for electric cars. All those rare earth elements we need for everything.
Yeah, all the stuff we use every day.
Smartphones, wind turbines, you name it.
It's crazy to think about.
It is. And exploration geologists are going to be the ones out there finding it.
And not just finding it, but finding it responsibly,
That's the key.
which is a whole other challenge.
For sure, minimizing the impact on the environment, that's got to be top priority.
Absolutely. So it's not just about moving away from fossil fuels.
Right.
It's about doing it the right way.
Finding new ways to get what we need for a greener future.
If you're someone who really cares about sustainability, this isn't just a job.
It's an opportunity.
You can actually make a difference.
100%. You're not just working a 9 to 5. You're part of something much bigger.
It takes a whole new way of thinking about things, though.
It does. You got to be innovative.
Can't just be about the bottom line anymore.
Nope. Environmental stewardship, community engagement.
Ethical sourcing.
It all matters.
It sounds like the new generation of exploration geologists.
Yeah.
They need to be comfortable talking to people,
Communication is key.
working with communities,
Absolutely.
not just scientists.
It's a team effort.
100%.
It's a challenge, but I think it's one that a lot of people are ready for.
Especially people who care about the planet.
Exactly. Science and sustainability, they go hand in hand now.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is.
Being a scientist, an explorer,
Yeah.
and someone who's fighting for a healthier planet.
What a combo.
Powerful stuff.
For sure.
A huge thank you to RoleCatcher for this awesome career guide.
Yeah, it was really eye-opening.
And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive has given you a glimpse into the world of exploration geology.
It's a fascinating field.
It's challenging,
Definitely.
but ultimately it's super inspiring.
If you're looking for a career with purpose, this could be it.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one to make the next big discovery.
The one that changes everything.
Exactly, the one that helps us build a better future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
And on that note of possibility and discovery, we're going to wrap things up.
Until next time.
Keep exploring the world around you.
And never stop asking questions.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.